this session, we learn about the new way of life of hunter-gatherers. How do they become settled farmers? And also we learn about domestication. It is a process through which people look after plants and domesticated animals. Today, we are going to learn the remaining part of this lesson. We are going to learn about the new customs and practices of the Neolithic man. And also, some of the important findings archaeologists found in some of the sites, such as houses and burials. Let's see. I hope all of you get ready with your textbook and notebook. Let's start today's class. In the last session, we learned about the new way of life of hunter-gatherers. How do they become farmers and herders, and about domestication, etc. So, farming and herding changed the life of hunter-gatherers. From hunting and gathering, they become settled farmers. So, we are going to learn the remaining part of that lesson, from gathering to growing food. Today we are going to discuss about the new customs and practices of the Neolithic period, or towards a settled life. How do they become a settled farmers? From nomads to settled farmers. These all changes happened during the Neolithic period. We learn about Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic period. Neolithic period means the new stone ages. All these changes happened during this period. The life of hunter-gatherers started changing during this period. The environmental changes took place during the Mesolithic period that we learned in the last session, and the life of the people was changed in the Neolithic period. So let's start today's class with the towards a settled life. You can see some of the important sites found by the archaeologists in this map. In this session, we are going to learn about some of the important sites such as Bursahom in present-day Jammu Kashmir, Mehergarh, Pakistan, and Dayojli, Hadding. These three important sites we are going to learn in this session in detail. What are the important findings of the archaeologists from these sites? And how was the Neolithic period life changed from Paleolithic and Mesolithic? Let's see. Archaeologists have found traces of huts or houses at some sites. In Bursahom, we locate Bursahom, people built pit houses which were dug into the ground with steps leading into them. You can imagine a pit house. In Bursahom, archaeologists found evidences of pit houses which were dug into the ground with steps leading into them. All of you try to draw a pit house in your own imagination. I will just show you two types of pit house here. So, you can also draw a pit house in your own imagination. Not the same what I show you. Okay, children. Archaeologists have also found cooking hearths both inside and outside these huts. What it is meaning? Because which suggests that archaeologists have found cooking hearths both inside and outside the huts, which suggests that depending on the weather, people cook food either indoors or outdoors. Stone tools have been found from many sites as well. These were different from Paleolithic and Mesolithic. Many of these were different from Paleolithic tools, and that is why they are called Neolithic. I will show you some of the important stone tools during the Neolithic period. They were different from the Paleolithic. These include tools that were polished to give a fine cutting edges. What is the speciality of the Neolithic stone tools? They are giving fine cutting edges. They are polished and to give fine cutting edges. Mortars and pestles used for grinding grain and other plant produce. They are also used mortars and pestles for grinding grains. Then mortars and pestles are also used for grinding grains even today, several thousand years later. Just imagine, at the same time, tools of the Paleolithic type continued to be made and used. And remember, some tools were also made of bone. Another important findings during this period, many kinds of earthen pots have also been found. These were sometimes decorated, designed, and were used for storing things. The last session itself we learned that pots were used for storing grains. So during the Neolithic period also they make pots and they are decorated these pots and they are used for storing things. People also used these pots for cooking food, not only for storing grains. They also started using these pots for cooking food, especially grains like rice, wheat and lentils. In the last session we learned which are the important grains found by the archaeologists. That include rice, wheat and lentils. So they are using the pots for cooking food, especially these type of grains. Besides, they began weaving cloth using different kinds of materials. For example, cotton. That is also a new findings. They started weaving cloth by using different kinds of materials such as cotton. Did things change everywhere and all at once? Not quite. In many areas, men and women still continued to hunt and gather food. They did not change their life. And elsewhere, people adopted farming and herding slowly over several thousand years. Besides, in some cases, people tried to combine these activities, doing different things during different seasons. Next, we are going to learn about other customs and practices of this Neolithic period. Tribes. What do you mean by tribes? Usually 2 to 3 generations live together in small settlements or villages. Most families are related to one another and groups of such families form a tribe. Members of a tribe follow occupations such as hunting, gathering, farming, herding and fishing. Usually, women do most of the agricultural works, including preparing the ground, sowing seeds, looking after the growing plants and harvesting grain. Children often look after plants, driving away animals and birds that might eat them. Women also thresh husk and grind grain. Men usually led large herds of animals in search of pasture. Children often look after small flocks, groups of animals, the cleaning of animals and milking. This all work done by the children. The cleaning of animals and milking is done by both men and women. Both women and men make pots, baskets, tools and huts. They also take part in singing, dancing and decorating their huts. Scholars find that they follow certain customs and practices that may have existed earlier as well. So, tribes are people that they are living, usually 2 to 3 generations live together in small settlements or villages. Most families are related to one another and groups of such families form a tribe. Members of the tribes follow occupations such as hunting, gathering, farming, herding and fishing. Some men regarded as the leaders. They may be old and experienced or young, brave warriors or priests. So some men are regarded as their leaders. Usually they are old and experienced or young, brave warriors or priests. Old women also respected for their wisdom and experiences. Tribes have rich and unique cultural traditions, including their own language, music, stories, and paintings. They also have their own god and goddesses. What makes tribes different from many other societies you will be studying about is that land, forest, grasslands and water are regarded as the wealth of the entire tribe and everybody shares and uses this together. There are no sharp differences between the rich and the poor. So these are the specialities of the tribes. Once more, I will remind you. Tribes, usually 2 to 3 generations live together in small settlements or villages. Most families are related to one another and groups of such families form a tribe. Members of the tribe follow occupations such as hunting, gathering, farming, herding and fishing. Some men regarded as the leaders. They may be old and experienced or young, brave warriors or priests. Old women are also respected for their wisdom and experience. They have a rich and cultural tradition, including their own language, music, stories and paintings. They also have their own god and goddesses. There are no sharp difference between the rich and the poor. Next is about Mahargarh. In present day Pakistan, archaeologists find the houses and special types of burials in this site. Now let's learn more about this. You can see Mahargarh in present day Pakistan. Mahargarh. This site is located in a fertile plain near the Bolan Pass, which is one of the most important routes into Iran. Mahargarh was probably one of the places where women and men learned to grow barley and wheat and rear sheep and goats for the first time in this area. It is one of the earliest villages that we know about. Archaeologists who excavated the site found evidences of many kinds of animal bones from the earliest levels. What do you mean by earliest level or later levels? Archaeologists, when they excavated the site, they found evidences of many kinds of animal bones from the earlier levels. Let's learn about what is earlier level and later levels, the different types of levels found by the archaeologist. You can see the archaeologists are excavating things from the different layers. Earlier and later levels. When archaeologists were digging at an excavation site, how do they know which level is earlier and which is later? Look at the illustration. Suppose people first started living on flat land. That means layer 4. Clear, children? The people started living at first in the 4th layer. Over the layers, the surface will gradually rise because people discarded waste materials and generally stay and rebuild houses in the same place. So after hundreds of years, this leads to the formation of a mound. So when this mound is dug up, what is found from the upper layers of the mound is generally from the later time. Than what is found from the lower layers of the mound, which are older. These upper and the lower layers are often referred to as levels. Look at layers 2 and 3. Which do you think is the earlier level? 2 or 3? Which is the earliest? 4th is the earliest level. From 2 and 3, which is the earliest level? 3 is the earliest level. So, which is the latest level? Later level? The layer 1. The earliest level is layer 4. Second one 3 and the third one is 2 and the latest level is or the later level is level 1. Clear, children? So when the archaeologists dug, first they get the latest level. When they dig deep, they get the earliest levels. This way they are separating the different layers or the different levels of the sites. You can see in this picture, they are excavating the different levels of a site. Clear? Then archaeologists found traces of a house in Mahargarh. You can see in this picture, this is the picture of a house in Mahargarh. This is what a house in Mahargarh may have looked like. In what ways is the house similar to one in which you live? Just imagine that each house had 4 or more compartments. What is the shape of this house? Square or rectangular houses are found in Mahargarh, and each house had 4 or more compartments. You can see in this picture 4 rooms. Some of which may have been used for storage. You can see 1 or 2 compartment is used for storing grains. So this is the evidence archaeologists get from Mahargarh, a house in Mahargarh. Another interesting findings archaeologists found in Mahargarh, a burial. What do you mean by a burial? When people die, their relatives and friends generally pay respect to them. People look after them, perhaps in the belief that there is some form of life after death. Burial is one such an arrangement. So this is a burial site found at Mahargarh. When the people die, the relatives and friends, they generally pay respect to them, and they believe that there is some form of life after death. So what they do, the dead person, when the archaeologists find out a burial in Mahargarh, they say that the dead person was buried with gourds. They also get the skeletons of gourds. You can see in this picture 2 or 3 skeletons of gourds with the man. The person was buried with gourds, which were probably meant to serve as food in the next world. Why they keep the gourds with this person? Because they believe in life after death. So they preserve the food for this person. The food for the next world. Okay. We will learn more about the burials in the coming chapters about mummies in Egypt, etc. That time we will study in detail. Now, just look once more about the burial at Mahargarh. What do you mean by burial? When people die, the relatives and friends generally pay respect to them. People look after them, perhaps in the belief that there is some form of life after death. Burial is one such a arrangement. Clear, children? And what is the speciality of the burial found at Mahargarh? Several burial sites have been found at Mahargarh. One of the picture I shown you. In one instance, the dead person was buried with gourds, which were probably meant to serve as food in the next world. Clear? Now, look at this map and locate Diogely Harding in this map. Here, Diogely Harding. Archaeologists found this site. It is a Neolithic site. And what are the specialities they found in this site? Let's see. This is located near the hills near the Brahmaputra Valley, close to the routes leading to the China and Myanmar. Diogely Harding. Diogely Harding. This is a site near the Brahmaputra Valley, close to routes leading into the China and Myanmar. Here the stone tools including mortars and pestles have been found. We learned already mortars and pestles are related to the Neolithic period. So in Diogely Harding also they found a Neolithic site. They found stone tools including mortars and pestles. These indicate that people were probably growing grain and preparing food from it. So what it is indicating? While they discovered the mortars and pestles, that indicate that people probably growing grain and preparing food from it. Other finds include jadeite, a stone that may have been brought from China, a special type of stone, jadeite, that brought from China. And also common are finds of tools made of fossil wood. That fossil wood means ancient wood that has been hardened into stone, and pottery also found in this site. The most important finding is mortars and pestles that indicate the people were probably growing grain and preparing food from it. You have an assignment. List 3 ways in which the lives of farmers and herders would have been different from that of hunter-gatherers. Only 3 important differences you want to mention. Write in an A4 paper. This is the first term assignment. And send to my WhatsApp number when I am calling you personally. No need to send all together. I will call 10 or 15 students in a week. That time, that students only want to send the assignment with the notes. Notes also you want to send when I am calling. The remaining students I will call the next week, and according to that you want to send the notes and this assignment. I hope you get an idea about this, about the life of hunter-gatherers. We are completed this chapter. Let's listen to a small video and recall what we learned.
The first farmers and herders. Archaeologists found evidences of framing in many cases. Archaeologists have found traces of huts in Burzahom in present-day Kashmir. Stone tools like fine cutting-edge, mortars and pestles are found in various places. Many kinds of earthen pots have also been found. People began using pots for cooking food, especially grains like rice, wheat. One of the most exciting findings include the remains of burnt grain. Tribes. Mehergarh, Daujali heading. Most families are related to one another and groups of such families form a tribe. Let us observe closely living style in ancient Mehergarh. Mehergarh was probably one of the places where women and men learned to grow barley and wheat and rear sheep and goats. Archaeologists found following things in the Mehergarh: bones of animals like deer and pigs, sheep and goat, remains of square or rectangular houses. Houses had 4 or more compartments. Archaeologists also found some important clues at the Daujali heading. This is a site on the hills near the Brahmaputra valley, very close to routes leading into China and Myanmar. Some important clues are stone tools, mortars and pestle, tools made of fossil wood, pottery.
I hope all of you get an idea about the life of hunter-gatherers during the Neolithic period. How it was changed, how do they become farmers and herders, how do their life changed from nomads to a settled farmers. And we learned about different sites found by the archaeologist and the interesting findings in these sites. We come to the end of this lesson. Now all of you take your notebook and write it down. First question, what were the changes associated with the Neolithic period? Answer. First point, archaeologists have found traces of huts or houses at some sites. Archaeologists have found traces of huts or houses at some sites. Second point, cooking hearths are found both inside and outside the huts. Cooking hearths are found both inside and outside the huts. Third point, the stone tools were polished to give a fine cutting edge. Fourth point, mortars and pestles used for grinding grains. Fifth point, many kinds of earthen pots have also been found. Full stop. And the last point is, the sixth point, they began weaving cloth using different kind of materials. These are the important changes associated with the Neolithic period. Second question. Write a short note about tribes. Answer. First point. Usually 2 to 3 generations live together in small settlements or villages. During the Neolithic period, usually 2 to 3 generations live together in a small settlements or villages. Second point, most families are related to one another and groups of such families form a tribe. Third point, members of a tribe follow occupations such as hunting, gathering, farming, herding, and fishing. The fourth point, some men are regarded as leaders. Fifth point, tribes have rich and unique cultural traditions, including their own language, music, stories, and paintings. The last point, there are no sharp difference between the rich and the poor. Third question, write about the special burial site at Mahargarh. Answer. First point, when people die, their relatives and friends generally pay respect to them. When people die, their relatives and friends generally pay respect to them. Second point, people look after them, perhaps in the belief that there is some form of life after death. People look after them, perhaps in the belief that there is some form of life after death. Third point, burial is one such arrangement. Several burial sites have been found at Mahargarh. Several burial sites have been found at Mahargarh. Last point, fourth point. The dead person was buried with the gods, which were probably meant to serve as food in the next world. Full stop. These are the questions from this lesson. Now we completed all the question answers. All of you write it neatly in the notebook. Underline important point. When I am calling you personally, or I will send a message through the parent day diary. that time only you want to send the notes to me. And also when you're sending the notes, you send the assignment too. Okay. Hope all of you get an idea about from gathering to growing food. As we completed the chapter, all of you complete the notes and read the textbook well. Tomorrow I will send the online test. Prepare well for that. I'll call you personally in this way. That time they only want to send the notes to me. With the notes, you also send the assignment. Okay, thank you children.